All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David,
And I'm Gary.
and well,
You can't even take a night off to go out to dinner with your wife for your 6th anniversary without crap
I
happening.
was going to say, and Michelle and I are heading out of town the second week in July to
Oh, for the love
Mendocino.
of
I can only imagine what's going to happen then.
God. What happened when you went to Canada? What was the big event?
Oh, that's
Was
when
it?
dipshit took a shot at Trump from the top of a building.
Yeah, okay. I remember it was something
Yeah,
significant. Yeah.
and I can see the comments now. David needs to take an around the world cruise, 365 days.
Yeah,
Oh God.
no more
Okay,
dinner dates.
so Gary and I had recorded some videos yesterday. Two, I think we only did two because he wanted to do a third one. Then both of them were on U.S. and Iran, and Gary wanted to do
Yes,
a
yes.
third one on U.S. and Iran. It's like I'm up to here with this. All right, I don't want to read on this stupid crap anymore. And then, well,
Karma came
one
to
of them
visit.
was Pakistan was trying to dangle a carrot in front of Gary, which I brought out a carrot out of Gary's CRISPR bin
Yep.
and dangled it in front of the camera as a visual prop. It was hilarious, if I do say so
Oh,
myself.
yes. That was
And
a 10 out
apparently,
of
I'm the
10.
only one saying that. Well, so much for that carrot.
Yeah.
Oh, Trump, you didn't see this probably. Trump put out a Truth Social post that he's not going to get credit for stopping the war between Pakistan and India and between Sudan and somebody else. And he named off five or six Ukraine and Russia. And I'm just making the world a safe place. And my followers know that. So that's all that matters to me. Dude, shut up. He
Yeah.
talked about the Nobel Peace Prize. He mentioned it five or six times in that post.
Yeah.
So it tells you he really, really wants one, and he feels victimized that he'll never get one, despite all the good that he does in this world.
Yeah, because nothing says peace more like dropping several bunker buster bombs and dozens of Tomahawk missiles at a country that might not have been doing anything illegal or wrong.
Right. According to Tulsi Gabbard, that ever reliable director of national intelligence put in there by Donald J. Trump himself, only the best people.
Yep.
According to her, U.S. intelligence does not have any intelligence suggesting that Iran has a nuclear device that they could strap onto a missile and use as a warhead to launch against its enemies.
Well, Trump might have prevented them from growing one at home, but that doesn't mean they can't purchase one from one of their allies now.
Yeah, I think that's a stretch. I don't know how many nations are willing to give nukes to people. It's typically not something that they want to do. They usually want to take them away, but it's a possibility. It's a threat, certainly.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah.
Now,
That is a loud saber rattle there.
Russia and China, and also just kind of well, go ahead, blow up their facilities. We'll give them one, dumbass.
Yeah.
We'll just advance them 20 years. Isn't that great? China and Russia put a resolution with Pakistan, who was originally going to give Donald Trump a Nobel Peace Prize for showing restraint. They're going to put a resolution in front of the UN Council, Security Council, basically asking for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire and condemn the attacks on Iran without naming the countries that have put attacks on Iran. The reporting here suggests that the U.S. is expected to reject the proposal on account of Trump's a big man baby.
Yes.
So Iran's been asking for a ceasefire. They've been saying, we can get back to negotiations if Israel just stops attacking our country. And again, this administration in Iran is not a bunch of choir boys and pacifists or anything along those lines. They're really crappy. But at the same time, that doesn't excuse additional crappy behavior.
Yeah, it's like you were saying before we started, it's a reasonable request.
You think? Let's talk it out.
Yeah. Can you stop bombing us long enough so we can have a conversation?
Yeah, and you can imagine Tehran's not pleased with the United States. And basically, how can they take any talks seriously when the people they were negotiating with are bombing them?
Yeah.
Anyway, so Gary and I wanted to look at the energy around China and Russia trying to get a ceasefire. I imagine a number of EU countries are going to line up, can you believe this, behind China and Russia wanting peace. Who knew?
Yeah, no, I've already seen that a number of countries have basically said have lined up behind that. So, yeah, seems like the whole world's thinking this is a really bad idea.
I don't know why. We'll let you start off. Look at the energy around peace. Give peace a chance. And if you can't give peace a chance, give peas a chance.
Yes. Okay, entertainment purposes only.
Hooray, always for entertainment.
Yes. Okay, let's look at the energy around peace. Oops, deck's upside down. Okay. Foundation, you got the Seven of Cups. It's just not understanding what in the hell you're looking at. It's just the confusion, the delusion, the crazy out there. It's like you don't know what to believe. The challenge, the Knight of Swords, Trump's actions rushing into a conflict just recklessly. It was definitely not thoughtful, definitely not giving your allies a heads up that this is what we're going to do. They're probably looking at it like Trump's losing his mind. The energy underneath it is the Queen of Cups. So what they're hoping is that people keep calm and keep their emotions under control. It's just if we want to give peace a chance, this is a good card. This is something we all need to sort of embrace. In the past, you've got the Hanged Man. This is, not, well, it's two things. It's looking at things differently. Trump's mind is definitely going, and he doesn't believe his DNI or his intelligence agency. He's going to believe Israel, and because Israel's telling him what he wants to hear, and so he's looking at this from a completely different perspective, and we're just not happy with the situation we're in. The current energy, give peace a chance. The Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, that's a great card. That's about taking care of people, taking care of those around you, being nurturing and being supportive, being motherly. Don't, keep a lid on your emotions and start taking care of those around you. Overarching energy is the Empress. This is about there's enough for everybody. These are both cards about taking care of people. The Empress is, she's the pregnant mother, taking care of things. Lesson to be learned is the Wheel of Fortune. Anything can happen. Karma is going to be, the Wheel of Karma is going to be coming. But right now, that's the lesson to be learned is, even though we understand you should be taking care of people, you shouldn't be acting recklessly, and you should keep a lid on your emotions. You never know. Outcome, Two of Cups. So at least transactionally, let's bring these parties to the table and have them start discussing things, getting over this. It's certainly a path. Whether it's the path we're going to follow, it's hard to say. I don't have anything if this was the Lovers card, I'd say, yeah, we're definitely going down that path. It's the Cups, Two of Cups. So it's more transactional than like strategic, if you will.
And looking at those cards, what comes to mind with great stealing from Spider-Man now, yes. With great power comes great responsibility. And the U.S. has been given an abundance of everything, and there's a bunch of responsibility that comes with that. And if you act like a bully and you're selfish, low energy with that, and you don't take care of business, that power is going to go to somebody else. And that somebody else right now is going to be China.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, you abuse that power, then they will hand it over to China because they're the next contestant.
Yep.
In this game show. We're going to look at the ceasefire and see if the ceasefire has any legs. I don't, at least if you look at this article I had, it doesn't look like it's going to have a chance here. But generally speaking, will a ceasefire take hold? It may not be this iteration of the resolution, but will there be a ceasefire that takes hold soon, quickly, like in a few days to a week type of thing? Four of Coins restriction. Well, okay, let's see where we're going with that. And the Hermit, trying to find a way to stop things, to get everybody to, just to stop, retreat, go back. King Wands, it has a chance if some leader comes forward and pushes it right now. When I look at the Four of Coins, will the ceasefire happen sometime soon? I'm ambivalent towards it. It's not really a yes or a no. It's kind of people feeling the need to protect themselves. But the ceasefire also is kind of restrictive because it's an unconditional ceasefire, and people, you have to be ready for it. You know what I mean? And this person may not be ready for that. So you have to find the path forward. You have to find a path to get the parties interested in being interested. You need somebody to really push to get this done. In the past, got the Five of Cups, not people not acting well. So probably the ceasefire does not happen. The resolution doesn't happen the first time around. Current situation is the Star card. I do think it will get in there. That's a great card to have. And it will be soon because this is the present type thing. Calm down. This is the calm after the storm. And maybe they'll get a ceasefire because the U.S., according to Trump, has a wildly successful victory, the most successful victory ever. But you don't know until you've done damage assessment. You have to let the dust cloud settle so you can see what's happening. So you can see folks agreeing to a ceasefire because you need to know if your strike was successful from a selfish reason, if nothing else. Speaking of selfish, overarching energy is the Nine of Cups. The vibe that comes from that card is, this just strikes me as the U.S. Like they're above the rules of the game. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we did it. What are you going to do about it? Yeah, we can agree to a ceasefire. We can also unagree to it. I think that the U.S. has an overinflated ego as to who's in control and in charge of this situation. Lesson to be learned is the Hierophant. But there's going to be a price to be paid for that. I haven't seen much reporting saying that Trump alerted Congress like he was supposed to in this, and the nation that you bomb is supposed to be showing an imminent threat or danger to the U.S., and I don't think this qualifies. Outcome is the Moon card. Craziness, lunacy. There is something that begins. Winner takes all. Happy outcomes. God, this card and the King of Cups keep coming up all the time in my readings on this. You're balancing stopping the attacks with not wanting to stop until they have absolute victory and Israel is saved. Intellectually, again, if I were to go intellectually versus necessarily what I'm seeing on the card. Oh, you know what this is? This is a ceasefire may take a while to get in there because certain parties are delusional. They're just batshit crazy because they think that their way is the right way, and they're not going to stop till they got everything they want and an unconditional surrender from the person that they're attacking. Then they'll be happy. The problem is, it's kind of like Israel saying that the war against Hamas doesn't end until the complete and utter destruction of Hamas. But Hamas, it can't be killed because you always have new members coming on. So you're always having to hunt them down.
Yeah, my feeling on that was the Four of Cups is like we'll get a peace agreement or a ceasefire when Trump's damn good and ready for a ceasefire.
Yeah,
and everything kind of pivots from there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be Russia or China that pushes that through. Somebody else is going to have to push that through, and I don't know who that's going to be. I don't like that answer. I want the answer to be different.
Well, yeah. Well, if we had that power, we we wouldn't have been dropping bunker busters on Iran. So can I go down a slightly dark path?
Sure.
Will this conflict escalate?
Okay.
I'm all about giving peace a chance, but let's take a look and see, will this conflict escalate? Now, this is current energy. Lots of things can happen. Just like the reading we did with Pakistan saying really nice things about Trump to get him to back off of Iran to, put that carrot of a Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, that video is getting deleted.
I'd recommend you do this as a four-carder because what you're asking is a yes/no question.
Yeah, that's fine. Is this conflict going to escalate? Oops. All right. King of Wands. That was one of Dave's cards.
Yeah,
you got to take some strong actions need to be taken.
Who's in charge? There's somebody calling the shots here.
Yes, and underneath is the Empress, and we always call this the Mother Russia card. Let's see.
That's true. Putin could tell Trump to knock it off.
Page of Swords.
There's your spy card.
Yeah. And then MAGA. Okay, the two of Pentacles. Okay, so is this going to escalate? There's probably someone that really wants to take some firm, decisive action. There's going to be someone lobbying to take, don't be aggressive, be caring. There's a lot of chaos around this. There's someone that just is really willing to fight, take on all comers, but then you've got to find a balance on this. My gut is
the King of Wands is. Because if that's Netanyahu, then you've got your answer.
Yeah. Yeah, if this is exactly. If this is Netanyahu, he definitely wants he wants to keep going. He's not done yet. Yeah. Who's the King of Wands? Heartbreak and betrayal, rich and wealthy, and then the truth comes out. The sun comes out on that. Who's the King of Wands? I don't know. The last couple of times we've been doing readings, this is kind of like Trump's United States, So we got heartbreak and betrayal. You've got the finer things. You should be enjoying the finer things, and the truth coming out. Huh. I mean, that was Kamala Harris when we were doing the election. I mean, is this saying that election interference information is going to be coming out and the United States is going to realize that they were lied to and that Kamala should have been president and the truth is finally coming out from this? That's weird reading. I don't know. What do you think? Are you there?
I'm here.
Oh.
We're trying to look up people's astrological signs.
Oh.
Hold on, I'll pull it up. If you're looking for the cards, that would be an Aries, Sag, Leo birthday, and neither Putin nor Netanyahu nor Trump nor Xi have that fire sign. So if that's supposed to be a sign of a fire sign male, none of the major players I'm seeing fall under that fall into that astrological sign.
No, none of them were, yeah, was Leo one of them?
Yes, Leo is one of them.
No, the Pope's name is Leo.
Yeah, I'm sure the Pope's going to get in there and roll up his sleeves and tell the Muslim nations and the Jewish nations to knock it the hell off.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
embarrassing religions around the world.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Describe the King of Wands to me.
Well, he's sitting on the throne. He's got a staff and a little salamander next to him.
Yes, that would be the one. Tell me a bit more about this King of Wands. What is this? Who is this? Okay, somebody's behind the scenes. I don't think this is going to help me even a little bit. King of Wands. Somebody a red hat. I don't know what the hell this is telling me. I might scrub this. Okay, so we have somebody sneaking around in the shadows. But it's like it's somebody in the shadows that's like ready to come out of the shadows and take the forefront. They're a little bit leery about that because of the success or failure of it. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But it's kind of like again, somebody who works in the background. It might be somebody that we don't know that will come to the forefront soon enough with that Fool card. That was not helpful.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it is helpful. That might actually be describing it, but for sort of triggering me as to who it might be, yeah, no.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
Oh well, we can't always get the answers.
Sometimes we seldom do.
Yeah, amen.
Well, and it's funny because between the readings with Marina and stuff you and I have done, kept getting cards that looked pretty good. Like, oh, maybe this one happened. And then I'll stop and say, the problem is intellectually I look at this and I just know he's going to do this because that's who he is. It's almost like because Trump always chickens out, he has to prove to you he's not a chicken. So he took the, it's like an adult fighting a 3-year-old. Oh, I think I can win this fight. Type of thing. But what you didn't realize is that the 3-year-old was the grandchild of Mike Tyson. and he was watching on the baby cam when you started that fight.
Yeah.
And now he's going to come down and beat your ass.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's easy to jump in when it looks easy, right?
Exactly.
But it's just, Trump he's so tactical. There's no strategic thought and, you're not thinking 3, 4, 5 moves ahead. You're looking at, oh, my checker can jump over that checker right now.
Yeah.
How dumb of you to leave that checker unguarded.
Anyway, I think we're done here.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. We'll wake you up at midnight Pacific time with a new one. Sometimes they're accurate. Sometimes they don't age well at all.
And sometimes it's just not news we want to hear.
Yeah, amen.
All right.
So
you want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, just one. Genevieve Nichols, who made a kind contribution to the channel.
I give her the bottom of the deck, which is
yay! Dreams fulfilled. Yes, I'll probably use that to buy beer. That would make me feel like the 9 of Cups merchant.
Yeah, I saw some post on TikTok. I think I'm gonna take them up on. It's like, do what you got to do. Go, eat some chocolate. Go find an emotional support pizza, whatever it is that you need to turn off the news. Go get your emotional support pizza. Man, I think I want an emotional support pizza.
That sounds good. You can have it with an emotional support beer.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Okay, how about your secret card for the rest of us, and we'll call
it.
Yes,
for the rest of us. Secret card. Okay, we got the 8 of Pentacles. We got work to do. Yeah, if you thought the No Kings protest was big, wait till the next one lands. That is going to make the No Kings look like it was just a little block party.
It's I can imagine that protests will be put together on short order soon. If you can attend, please do so. Just like with the No Kings rally, getting out there. Now, it was funny. Somebody said they didn't really think of the No Kings as a protest. It was more of a rally because you're not really protesting anything. You're rallying to say what you don't want. In this case, this absolutely would be a protest.
Absolutely.
So get out, get your voices heard, and show that we haven't gone away. Again, it also sends a message to the rest of the world that the American people do not support the actions of our government. Yeah. Just, I would imagine it would be the same for the Israeli people. I would suspect that the majority of the Israeli citizens do not approve of the actions of their government, but they're strapped to it like a three-legged race.
Yeah.
You put them in there, you suffer the consequences of it, but that doesn't mean that the people are bad.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Take care, folks. Bye.